Hey Final Community, welcome back to my channel and thank you for tuning in again. In my previous video I was talking about how inspiring it is to go out and watch all these vinyl related videos on YouTube. And last night I was watching this video by King's Court, and he was showing his collection of W.A.S.P singles and LPs. And I was looking at it and I was smiling a little bit. I was thinking, oh my God, here's another guy who is a huge Elvis Presley fan and also, likes some hard rock and heavy metal music. And it kind of inspires me to do a reply on that and show my W.A.S.P collection also. So in this video, I'm just going to show you all the CDs and records I have of W.A.S.P. It's not complete yet. There are some CDs that I missed throughout the years, but I'm especially now I'm making this video. I am intending to get them also and add to my collection. Actually, it was like 1999 when I first heard of W.A.S.P. Those were the years in my life that I was really heavily into heavy metal. I went to heavy metal concerts like every week or so, and a lot of heavy metal bands that I loved, but particularly the melodic ones, like Iron Maiden, like Judas Priest, and also like more modern heavy metal bands like Hammerfall, which was a very melodic heavy metal band. Iced Earth, I really like Iced Earth, especially when Matt Barlow was still the singer of that band. So there is a lot of heavy metal music, and there were a lot of concerts I went to. And it was a promo CD which was packed with a hard rock and heavy metal music magazine that that contained this song "Dirty Balls" of W.A.S.P, which is on this CD. This was actually then my first W.A.S.P CD. This is where I found out about them. It's Eldorado. It's been released in 1999. And when I heard that song "Dirty Balls," it was like the screaming voice of Blackie Lawless and the 3-chord rock and roll that really got me into that music. I was hooked right away. So I went to the CD store and immediately bought this one. This was the first W.A.S.P CD. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just go over my whole collection and I'm just going to show you things. If there is any CD or record that you would like to have a closer look on, then just ask me in the comments below, and then I would do another video on that, just like always, okay? So here we go. I'm gonna get that CD collection. The first one, when I bought that Eldorado CD, it immediately inspired me to go and look after all the other CDs. And back in those days, that was the end of the 90s. That was where all the W.A.S.P CDs got remastered and reissued for the first time on CD. And so what they did, I'm going to show you the first one, is they released it with a very extensive booklet containing a lot of liner notes into it, a lot of photographs and liner notes all about the history of W.A.S.P. And and what they also did is they added to the CDs a lot of bonus tracks, which were songs that appeared on single B-sides, which never appeared on the actual album. So if we go over to the track list of this first CD, which is a debut record, the bonus tracks on this are "Show No Mercy," which was a 7-inch B-side, and "Painted Black," which was a Rolling Stone cover, which also appeared as a 7-inch B-side. Also, when this record was released for the first time, somewhere in the early 80s, before they released this one, they released a single which was called "Animal," beep, like a beast. And for whatever reason, the record company did not allow the band to put that song on their actual record. Let me read just a small thing that Blackie Lawless, which is the singer of the band, wrote on the liner notes here. So he said, and finally, of historical significance, this album is now the way it was originally intended to be, with "Animal" not only on the record, but the actual first song. You have no idea how it killed me not to have "Animal" included on this record. Capitol or EMI refused to allow it on, because that song was just as much a part of her musical beginnings as Love Machine or I Want to Be Somebody. For me, the album was never complete, and those of you who know me know that things like this torture me forever. I find it odd that a label that would sign W.A.S.P in the first place would be embarrassed by a song like that. To me, you can't have one without the other. You can't get just a little pregnant. So now I'm finally happy with this record, and as I write these notes, my head is filled with the events of the last 15 years. Anyway, it's so like he says in the liner notes, the album now opens the way it always have or should have opened, with Animal, beep, like a beast. All right, so this is the first one. It's a great CD. It got great tunes on it. It's rocking from the beginning till the end. It's Animal, it's I Want to Be Somebody, Love Machine, The Flame, B.A.D. Bad, School Days, Hellion, Sleeping in the Fire. Oh man, I love that song, Sleeping in the Fire, and especially the version which appeared on Live in the Raw, the acoustic version. Really good song. On Your Knees, Tormentor, and The Torture Never Stops, and then the bonus tracks are Show No Mercy and Painted Black. Really good rock record. If you are a heavy metal fan, you should have this in your collection. You know, W.A.S.P is we categorize them as heavy metal, but actually they are shock rock, like Alice Cooper, like Kiss. You know, going on stage with all these torture devices and, you know, with all the makeup and that stuff. It's a very visual band, so it's a band you should see live. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, but the singer Blackie Lawless, he has turned Christian again, and because of that, some of the songs from their back catalog he doesn't perform anymore. Animal is one of them. But nevertheless, you know, if you hear them now in 2016, he is as good as he ever was. It's amazing how his voice really stood the test of time. I mean, it's like if you hear their latest record, which is Golgotha. It's like, you know, you could put that record immediately after the first 2-3 records, and you know, he still sounds exactly the same. Really good. So this is the first one. The second one they released was The Last Command. Again, this was also one of the reissues from the early 80s. Got a lot of bonus track on it also. The bonus tracks here are all single B-sides. It's Mississippi Queen, Savage, On Your Knees, which is a live version of Hellion, live version of Sleeping in the Fire, live version of Animal, and a live version of I Want to Be Somebody. Those were all bonus tracks that one way or the other were appearing on B-sides of other singles. Wild Child, fantastic song. Also one of the great songs in this one is Ball Crusher, Widowmaker. Blind in Texas was a huge hit for the band. Very nice CD. This is Second Command. All right. The third one, again, another of the reissues with extensive liner notes in the booklet and the bonus tracks, is Inside the Electric Circus. Nice CD. One of the big songs in this one is I Don't Need a Doctor and 9-5 Nasty. Really good songs. Shoot from the Hip I happen to like very much. B-side songs, bonus tracks are Flash and Fire and DB Blues. Alright, so this is Inside the Electric Circus. Then the first live record appeared 1986, I think, 1987. This is Live in the Raw, and it's exactly what it is. It's a very raw live record, very nice. Got a collection of the songs they, of course, released on the first 3 CDs, but now in live versions. Also, in the halfway the 80s, there was a movie which is called Ghoulies Part 2, and they did the title song for that, which is called Scream Until You Like It, and that's added to this record also. Live bonus track, Shoot from the Hip, Widowmaker, Sex Drive, and then what I was talking about, it's also the acoustic version of Sleeping in the Fire, which to me is the ultimate version of that song. Really nice CD, very energetic, live in the raw. Well, talking to you, King Korth, if you watch my video here, you said that at this point you lost your interest and you didn't buy any records anymore. But I don't know if you have heard of the records that were released after Live in the Raw, because actually it's W.A.S.P was getting more mature, and the next CD they did is, to me, it's an absolute masterpiece, and this is called The Headless Children. Is a really good CD, it only got good songs. There is not a single weak point on this one. It opens with The Heretic, The Lost Child, really nice. Then it's got a cover from The Who. Blackie Lawless never made it a secret that he was very fond of The Who, and he recorded an excellent cover which also appeared as a single, which is called The Real Me. Then the title track, The Headless Children, it just doesn't get better than that. It's a fantastic song. Thunderhead, Mean Man. Mean Man is a real good song, real nice rocker. Neutron Bomber, Mephisto Waltz, and then number 8, a fantastic semi-ballad, which is with an acoustic intro, really nice song. Just go out and look for it. It's called Forever Free, really nice song. Maneater and Rebel in the FDG, all great songs. Got a hell of a lot of bonus track also. A single B-sides, Locomotive Breath, From Whom the Bell Tolls, Lake of Fools, War Cry, and then some live performances of Love Machine and Blind in Texas. If you will, if there's one or two, actually, the next one is even better. If there is a record of W.A.S.P you wanted to start with, or you want to get an idea of what the band sounds like, and one of the best, you should start with this one. This is absolutely fantastic. The next one is one of my favorite, not maybe my all-time favorite W.A.S.P CDs. There is not a single CD to me in the whole W.A.S.P collection that beats this one. The Crimson Idol is simply a masterpiece. And this is like, this is for Blackie Lawless. This is his ultimate CD. And a couple of years ago, they celebrated an anniversary of this one and performing it in its entirety. And unfortunately, I missed that. But this is a masterpiece, and in this special re-release, it appears as a double CD. It's got the whole complete album on CD 1, and then a shitload of extra bonus tracks on CD 2, which also have a very nice Led Zeppelin cover, When the Levee Breaks. And then some nice acoustic appearances. One of my favorite songs, all-time favorite ballads. I mean, for whatever kind of band there is, one of my all-time favorite ballads is The Idol. It might be even one of my most favorite records of all time. This is the Crimson Idol. Get this one and just listen to it. It's a story. It's a concept album, but it's really, really great. All right. The next one is not a reissue. It's just the original release. It is still not black enough. This actually should have been a solo record. He was dismantling W.A.S.P, but the record company said that it would be better to release it under the W.A.S.P banner, and so he did. But it's got, you can hear a deviation from the raw W.A.S.P sound, and there are a lot of ballads on this also. It has a nice cover, Somebody to Love. But the real good, songs here are Breathe. I think Breathe is a beautiful ballad. Keep Holding On is a beautiful ballad. But the one that really stand out for me on this one is the song I Can't. Really nice and song where it's, it really, I just can't explain. It's just a very nice song. You just watch out for this one. The next one is First Blood, Last Cut. It's just no more than a compilation album. Then we go over to the 90s, to the second half of the 90s. And this is actually a couple of years of absence, like 4 years of absence. And then he came back with Kill, Fuck, Die. This album, I think he had to be very angry or something, because it's very, very aggressive, and it's got like an industrial sound. And this was like, when an artist like Marilyn Manson became very popular, very famous. This is his answer to that, person, in like saying, fuck you, Marilyn Manson, you're just a fake guy. I'm gonna tell you and show you how it really should sound. And then he came up with this one. I gotta say, it's an album that I don't really listen a lot to. It's very aggressive. It's very industrial, and it's a big deviation from the W.A.S.P sound. So the next one is a double live CD, Double Live Assassins. Again, this was recorded on the KFD tour, and got a lot of great performances of classic songs and a couple of the ones that appeared on the Kill Fuck Die record. But I think he must have felt the same about that Kill Fuck Die record, because with the next one, which is actually Eldorado, he went back to more like the 3-chord rock sound that he started with in the first place. Eldorado, really nice one. Another live CD recorded at the Sting. I'm not really fond of this one. The sound is not really good, and also his vocal performance is not what you're used to from a guy like Blackie Lawless. But again, it's just an addition to the collection. All right, just go a little bit quicker. Another compilation. This is the best of the best, and here were 2 new songs newly recorded, especially for this best of, which are Unreal and Elton John cover, which is called Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting. Just a compilation record. Unholy Terror is also a very, very nice W.A.S.P record from 2001. It has a beautiful song which is called Charisma, and Evermore is presented here as a follow-up to Forever Free, which appeared on Headless Children. Dying for the World was released after the attacks on the Twin Towers in New York, and one of the things he says in the liner notes is he's got a very extensive liner note here talking about his anger for what they did, and that he said, one of the things he said is that if the Americans would go over and kill those terrorists, that he had a vision of them, you know, putting this CD on while going on to kill these guys, and so literally this is the record to go and kill people with. Although it's politically incorrect to say that, but it's a very aggressive thing. But also there are some nice ballads on it. One of the ones that really stands out for me are Trail of Tears and Hallowed Ground, which obviously is based on the events in New York. Anyway, all in all, it's a fantastic record. It's not necessarily the best, but it's a good one. Then we have the Neon God Part 1 and Neon God Part 2. The Neon God Part 1, I missed that. I have it on a download MP3, but I don't have it on CD. This is Part 2, and this actually was the last CD I ever bought. So there are some CDs I have to cut up with. But I have everything downloaded, but I just need to get the original copy also. Okay, I'm realizing that this video is getting a little bit extensive. It's more extensive than I intended it to be. So let me just show you now the vinyl collection I have. It's not a lot yet. It's just 5 records I have. I have to you know, get the other ones also. This is Inside the Electric Circus. It's just the original record, you know. Then we have the live record, Live on the Raw. Also, it's the original one. All right. Then what I was talking about, a very, very nice record. This is Headless Children. You know, this is, I can put this on every day and it will never get bored to me. Then this actually came after the Neon God from 2000, I think 2008. I'm not sure, but this is Dominator. It's also a very nice one. The real nice standout for me on this one is the song Take Me Up and Heaven's Hung in Black. Heaven's Hung in Black is absolutely a fantastic ballad. Look it up on YouTube. This is Dominator. And then of course the most recent one, I didn't get it on CD, but I did get it on record, which is Golgotha. This is the latest, appeared last year, and also a fantastic record. Really good one. And again, like I said, you know, it's like time stood still. Blackie Lawless, he just sounds as good as he ever did, and that for a guy who's approaching his 60s. But he still screams and he still have that raw voice like always. So you could put this, you know, in the 80s and it was just, you know, as good as all the other ones. So anyway, that basically concludes my W.A.S.P collection. Again, if there's any record or CD that you would like to have a closer look on or a more extensive review on, then just, you know, comment in the comments below and then I will do a video on it. And until then, see you next time in the next video and take care.